Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Hello. No, there's a bit sounds around you.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay,
Do you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
A little bit. Listen, baby, I'm in Mexico City and I'm in the car right now. It's good that you're calling me on the phone because I'm not going to be able to do the chat. So I was going to call you either today or tomorrow after I got everything situated down here. But anyway, while the internet connection.
Alright, so,
Can you hear me okay?
yes.
Okay. So what's going on with you?
You know me, I'm just here at home and
Hello?
the line is cutting in and out.
Let me speakerphone.
What? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Very clear.
Okay, now, yeah, I put you on the speakerphone and it's better while I'm driving also, so it's not up at my ear.
Yeah, so you can drive safely.
Well, yeah. As safely as you can drive. Mexico City is like Manila, but the difference is I'm more familiar with Mexico City than driving Manila. Going to a place called Cuernavaca, which is about I don't know what it is in kilometers, but I guess it's about 40 some kilometers, but it's about 60 miles from Mexico City, another city called Cuernavaca. It's on the road going to on the road going to Acapulco. Got to go down there and get some papers signed this morning, so it's a bunch of blah 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 blah.
I see. So, when are you gonna return here?
I'm going to well in Manila. I don't know. I'm going to be returning back up to the U.S. probably on Saturday.
And from US going
Saturday or Sunday because I also have to be in Phoenix on Monday. And then what I'm doing in Mexico City is one of my properties I'm selling, so I had to go to the notary to sign the papers and it's just there's not enough hours in the day and I wanted to do that before I go to Manila because if I don't I wait till I get back from Manila, then it's going to be blah blah blah. So I'm just trying to simplify my life, but the problem is it's going to take, a long time to do that because it's taken all my life to build up what I've got right now. So it's not easy to start getting rid of everything and making my life more simple. I'm not complaining, but I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm a lot better off than a lot of people, but with that comes the responsibility.
I see. Yeah, that's what I've been picturing out.
Uh-huh. So anyway, how's everything in Laguna?
Since the moment you left, I have been thinking about you.
Uh, did you go to Manila?
Yeah.
What day did you go?
Actually, yesterday, the other day, I did not push it through.
Oh, okay. When you were thinking about it.
Yes.
Baby, in a few minutes I'm going to be going through some mountains and it's only going to take about 10 minutes, but we may get disconnected because in the times past this is a bad place for connection. But if we get disconnected, just try calling me back like in 5 minutes because it doesn't take very long to get through that area of the mountain.
Uh,
But we can keep talking and maybe we don't get disconnected. I'm just letting you know.
okay. I understand.
So anyway, you went yesterday?
Yeah.
How's the weather? Is it hot?
Yeah, it was hot, very hot. But I was able to
Don't say
manage.
don't say that, or I won't come back. Are you telling me that I have to use my air con as soon as I get there now?
No, not really. Just yesterday.
The problem is, and I can't. It happened to me last year too in Manila. Every time that the 1 month or nice 2 months come for the cooling, I'm not in Manila, and I always come back during typhoon and hot weather because I think December and January are the two best months in Manila for the weather, for the cooling.
Yeah. So,
And now in March it's going to start getting hot again.
so you're saying that you're no longer going back here?
That we're going what?
You're no longer going back? You're no longer to return?
No, I say I'm going to go directly and pick you up and go to Baguio
Okay. I th
because you told me you loved Baguio. You thought all the guys were super cute in Baguio.
No, I did not say that.
Yeah, you said, "Oh my God, there's foreigners on every corner."
I said that, but I did not say they're cute.
How do you know? Maybe you were so excited you forgot what you said.
No, I'm very sure.
You're very sure. Okay. Hey, you know something?
What?
I miss you.
Yeah, me
Hey,
too.
baby, I'm going through the mountains right here. So keep talking just in case we get disconnected.
Okay.
Can you hear the road noise or no?
Yes, and a bit of the winds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've been
But
thinking
your
about.
your
It's been
your
2 days.
your voice is coming in really clear. It's surprising.
It's been 2 days since I haven't spoken with you, and I've been checking the G.com as well as the Viber
Uh-huh.
if you have read my messages.
I don't think I've read any messages on any. Well, I know I haven't on G.com because I haven't gone into it.
Yeah, you've been out for 2 days and 7 hours. I just checked.
Yeah.
But on Viber, I sent a lot of messages and it it doesn't show there that you have seen it already.
Yeah. Like I told you, when I got down here, I haven't been here for a while, and I've got internet service into my one of my condos because I have phone service there. Local phone service, and the internet and computer and everything comes through the telephone line. And when I got there, I think it was the modem or something, but I had to have somebody come over and fix that to get the internet. And I just didn't have time to go over and go to the Starbucks or a place like that to get. I hate doing that because I'm old fashioned. Because you go to Starbucks or these places, and then you have to get the code to put in the phone to get the internet, and a bunch of blah blah that I don't like to do. I
Okay.
guess that's what you have to do, right? When you go into an internet place like McDonald's, don't you have to get their code and put it into the phone?
Yes, exactly.
Oh. But you must have. What service do you have? Globe or who at your
The
house? What
letters
at your house? Ah, okay.
PLDT.
I think that's what I'm. I think that's what I'm going to change to when I get back to Makati because the people that I talk to that have that internet service is always perfect
Yeah,
compared to some of the other ones.
you have we have talked about that already.
Uh huh. But the only thing I need to know on my phone, on my Vonage, is I need to find out because there's different levels you can subscribe to, right?
Yeah,
With them
depending on the
on
um
how fast
y-
you want it.
correct.
Uh huh. I don't think I have to have it super fast for Vonage because it works here in Mexico, and I have just regular service in Mexico, and my Vonage works fine. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing over a modem that has a U.S. telephone number. So when they call me here, or not here in Mexico, but in the United States, it'll ring directly into my place in Manila, just like it does down here in Mexico. I've used this thing for like 7 years Vonage, and it works perfect, and it's cheap. It's not real expensive.
I see. What are
And
you?
my friends are amazed because they call me thinking I'm either in Los Angeles or Phoenix, and I tell them I'm in Mexico City, and they think it's amazing because it's like a local number, a U.S. telephone number. And in Manila, it's even going to be more amazing because Manila is farther away than Mexico is.
Mm, and has it worked here?
Yeah, I know it's going to work there. You know why? Because Vonage has their call center in the Philippines. So I'm sure they have Vonage service there.
I see.
That's the one thing everybody knows about Philippines is the call centers. I think our connection's going to be okay because I just left the mountain.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier I
Maybe it's
was.
because maybe it's because it's early in the morning. Sometimes, no, most of the time I don't leave this early.
Yeah, it's around 8 there, right?
No, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, yeah, it is 8 o'clock. It's
Yeah,
excuse me, it's 10 minutes after 8.
yeah.
Sometimes there's a 2 hour difference and sometimes there's a 1 hour difference.
Yeah, I'm checking on the world clock.
What?
I'm checking on the world clock.
Yeah, yeah. I've always got to check on that because number one, the time here changes from 1 hour to 2 hours over Arizona and California. And then sometimes I don't even change the U.S. time, so it gets awfully confusing. If I try to do it on the plane before I land in Mexico City to get my phones and my watches all on the same time. And then I'm going to have even more of a problem in Manila because every morning, Monday through Friday, I have to wake up or on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, actually, not every morning. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and then get my U.S. phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning because my assistant in Phoenix, that's taking care of some people of mine and then also filing papers of mine, she's going to call Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 o'clock or at 2 o'clock Phoenix time, which is going to be 6 o'clock in the morning Manila time.
I
So
see.
that's sort of a hassle, but it's part of having to do international business in the time zones.
So are you gonna transfer all your business here from you?
Eventually. Yep, eventually. But baby, I'll always be coming back here because of family and because of, even my passive investments that I've got, they're all based in the US. I don't want to have any business in Philippines, I don't think. It's just too complicated.
Okay, I understand.
And I don't think you can make as much money in the Philippines as you can in other places. So I'd like to keep everything based in the United States, but have it in investments that are not real estate. Because real estate takes too much of my time having to be here.
So, mind if I ask, if you're gonna get rid of some of your businesses, aren't you gonna be bankrupt in the future?
Aren't I going to be what?
Bankrupt if you're gonna get rid of them.
No, 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 no. That's the advantage of having business. You don't spend the money. You put that money into other investments that you don't have to be involved with having to put in air conditioning units or having to worry about plumbing or electrical and all that kind of stuff. I've done that all my life and it takes too much time. And even if I have property managers, I just don't want to spend that kind of time anymore. I want to be able to do what I want to do.
I see. Your life must be so boring.
I like the way you analyze that. You're afraid I'll be bankrupt because I'm getting rid of all my businesses. That's sort of cute, actually.
Because I'm just worried that, you're getting old and you don't have, if you're not gonna have, you know, like resources for you to sustain your life.
Why do you think? Why do you think? As you get older, isn't that what you need to try to do in life? Is to be able to relax and have money coming in and not having to be working all the time?
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, you know, some old people here, they don't really enjoy
Uh-huh.
life anymore because they don't have sources of money like that to sustain their living.
Phil- Filipinos
Fil
or foreigners?
Filipinos.
Yeah. I think also some foreigners.
Yeah.
You know, I am not going to the Philippines, baby, to save money. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't have very much money here. I'm going to the Philippines and I can buy a lot more there than I can in the US. That's not the reason I'm going to the Philippines, but a lot of foreigners do that because the Philippines is cheaper than the countries they come from. And those foreigners don't have very much money usually. I hate to say it that way, but that's the truth. And a lot of people who do have money, foreigners, don't go to the Philippines. They go to other places. And primarily they don't go to the Philippines because they really, for the big part, they don't like the humidity. They don't like the tropical weather. They like something more mild. But I don't mind the tropical weather. I like Filipino people. I like traveling in the Philippines. There's a lot of good things that I like, and it's cheaper. There's no doubt about that. Although Makati, I think, is probably not very much more cheaper than it is here to live. But
So it's
but
cheaper there than
but
Makati?
what's that?
So it's cheaper in Mexico than in Makati?
No, Mexico also has become expensive over the last 10 years. Probably 15 years ago, Mexico used to also be a cheap country for foreigners to go to. The Mexico has more foreigners, American expats, we call them, foreigners from the United States. More people live, foreigners, Americans live in Mexico than any other country in the world. And it's one reason is because historically it was cheaper than the United States. And number two, for the old people, it's close to the US. So if they have a medical problem, it's easy to get back to the United States. Or if they have family. A lot of them have family, like grandchildren and children, and they prefer to be closer to the United States.
Uh,
But Mexico, because it has a rising. Mexico now is supposed to be in a better situation than China on the international stage economically. So because of that, prices are raising in Mexico. It's still cheaper than the United States, but it's not like it was 15 years ago.
I see.
But if a foreigner wants to really, really live like a basic Filipino, they can do it very cheap in Philippines, out in the provinces.
Yeah, I see.
So now, do you have a better understanding, or do you have more questions?
I'm trying to picture out every places where you have been to, like in Los Angeles, Phoenix, Mexico City, and of course, Philippines.
Yeah, I was born in California.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, it got disconnected.
After I told you what good internet service you have.
Yeah, I understand. No, after we were talking something about um wait, hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello? What happened?
No,
Hello?
I think that the signal is poor.
But I thought you had such good internet service.
Uh, are you still in your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because of.
I'm gonna be here probably about another 40 minutes before I get there.
Are you still driving?
Yeah, I said it's gonna be about another 40 minutes until I get to where I need to go.
Oh, sorry. So,
Is that is that a dog in the background?
yes, our dog,
What kind of dog?
Mini Pincher.
It sounds like it's a little dog.
Yeah, it's Mini Pincher.
Okay. Are you a mini pincher too? Or
Uh,
you can be?
I can be.
Ay, ay, ay. So, ¿qué más? What more? Any other
If you,
questions?
yeah, if you have time, can you take time to read later my messages that I sent you?
Okay. Yeah, when I get back, I'll go into since I've got Wi-Fi, I can go back and look at all, because I think I've got a lot of different messages. Most of my business stuff they do on the email because that's a little bit more reliable for me when I'm traveling.
Okay, well, what about Viber?
Viber, well, that's what you're calling on right now is Viber, isn't it?
Yeah. So, do you also use it for your business as well?
Yeah, oh yeah, Viber I do also. I'm going to really have to use it at the beginning when I go back to Manila because I've already with my assistant. Remember when I say I have to make the phone call at 6 in the morning? I hope I can use Viber until I get my Vonage hooked up because if I have to use regular international phone call on my cell phone, it's going to be expensive.
Yes, correct. So it will take you 2 more weeks before you return here?
No, you're not paying attention, baby, to what I'm saying this morning. What did I tell you
Yeah,
when I thought I would be returning back to Arizona? I said by Saturday or Sunday because I had to be back in Phoenix on Monday also for another meeting to sign some papers.
yeah, I remember that.
That's not that's not 2 weeks, baby.
Less
I
than.
know you're a very intelligent boy. I know,
Bec- because
and
the.
I'm giving you a difficult time right now. So I apologize.
It's okay. I
I'm just
understand.
I'm just I'm just joking with you actually. But that's my sense of humor. So I don't since you don't know me real well, I don't want you to take offense.
Alright.
So when are you going to Baguio again?
No, it has been cancelled.
Oh, okay.
So we just have to
So you
wait.
don't have to be you won't have to be a cowboy soon.
Why?
Well, because you're not going back to Baguio.
Unless you pick me up and bring me with you.
Yeah, but we're not going to be cowboys. We have to be we have to be civilized.
Yeah, we need privacy.
Yeah.
So the one that,
Do you like privacy?
of course, we have talked about this before. That I've mentioned that I'm a very private person, and you said that you're the same. You're the same one.
Listen to the siren.
Yeah, I remember. I hear that.
I was going in the other opposite direction.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said that Mexico City or the entire
Uh-huh.
Mexico is also cheaper than in United States.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
Not in the big cities. For example, here in Mexico City, I would say it's more expensive actually, because it's a big international city. It used to be the biggest city in the world. Now I think Tokyo is, but it's very, very international. A lot of international business. Uh, like I said, it's becoming a bigger. That they are saying better things. At one time, Brazil was the big country that, oh, it was, everything is going great. The emerging market in South America. Now it's Mexico, and Mexico is supposed to be in a better position economically than
China.
China is right now. Yep.
Okay, so my question is, why did you not, you know, prefer to settle there instead here, if it is cheaper?
Well, I'll be honest with you on one thing, and I know, enough Spanish, but and I hate to say it this way because I do like traveling and I like different cultures, but Filipinos are more American than Mexicans are. Because in all of Latin America, Latinos, and a little bit Philippines too, there's that same trait, but not as much. It's a Latino culture, and the culture is sort of like based on corruption and and I think they get all of that from the Spanish, and I think that's where Philippines gets their corruption from, originally is from the Spanish. But I just find it I like going to the shopping centers, I like going to the malls in Philippines where there's almost everything is in English, and and Mexicans like Americans, but Filipinos, as you well know, also like Americans, and it's just a good feeling I have when I'm in the Philippines. People are really friendly. There's a lot of people that can't speak very much English in the province, but they still all have smiles on their faces, and I feel a certain amount of sincerity. Although, as a foreigner, as you well know, you have to keep your eyes open because a lot of, people try to take advantage. But I still, I still feel that connection more than I do in Mexico with the English and the culture and the American, because there's been more American involvement in the Philippines than in Mexico.
I see.
Although I'll have to tell you one thing about the weather. The weather is absolutely fantastic in this area of the world. I've been all over, actually all over the world, I think, and I've never found a place that has better weather and the air of Mexico City. Mexico City is high, like probably like, but it's a high elevation. There is no snow. It is the same weather all year round. And it's not humidity. There's not a whole lot of what we call or humidity. And you don't need air conditioning. You don't need a heater. It's just perfect wood. The only difference is like summertime is rainy season. So I
The
go in the
line is
rainy
cutting
season.
in and out.
Yeah, we'll probably get disconnected. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I did not hear what you just said about Mexico. Only about the weather.
Okay, well, forget it. Oh yeah, the weather. That's the only thing I was saying. That I really like the weather here.
Alright, I understand. We all have like preferences
But
or.
it's difficult for you to understand because you're Filipino. But I think you know enough foreigners or see enough foreigners. If a foreigner, like an American, has money and doesn't have to worry about working in the Philippines and can do what they want to, don't you think Philippines is a nice place to live if you didn't have to worry about money?
Of course it
Most
is.
Filipinos have to worry about money. So that's the problem in the Philippines for the Filipino. But I'm saying from a foreigner's perspective, Or do you see, are you saying that in your eyes that, my God, why would a foreigner, even if they could afford it, want to live in the Philippines?
Money wise, yes, I agree that if you have the money, you can really pull a string here.
No, but I mean, live in a good life, not just, because money goes farther, but to go to the beaches, to travel, to go to a restaurant, or to do whatever you want to do. I think Philippines offers a lot.
Yeah, I agree. When it comes to beaches, restaurants, and I think almost all cultures around the world, um, thrive here. I mean, they introduce their foods here, and it, you know, and it has become part of the restaurants, hotels. So yeah, I agree with you. Philippines is really great when it comes to foods, beaches.
And as long as you have money, that's the problem. Because, and yeah, I'm not saying, I live there, I know Philippines, baby. For most Filipinos, it's tough living in the Philippines. It all you have to do is just, we've talked about that before, just walk down the street, see the poor little kids. They don't have any choice, that they've been brought into this world, but to see the kind of life that they're leaving, and there's no safety net for them. The government doesn't do anything for them. They just have to survive any way they can. And that I don't like to see. And that's why there's a contrast between those, like foreigners or Filipinos who have money, and the vast majority of Filipinos who don't. And there is a little bit of a middle class, but there is much. I don't know. Maybe you would know better than I would. I know you're not that category for sure. But what percentage of the whole country are poor? I mean, really poor. The government says, oh, it may be 30% or something. I think it's 50% or more in the whole country.
Yes, I agree that too. I agree.
Mm.
You know what?
And then again, the bad thing is there is no safety net. I mean, you can't. There's a little bit with religious churches coming there to try to help some of the poor people, but the government, they do a little bit, but man, not enough to make uh, to really help. Because if they could do something or did do something, you wouldn't see as many kids out on the, trying to survive any way they can. You see.
Yeah. Sometimes you sound like someday you're gonna leave the Philippines once you.
No, no, I've seen that for years, and the problem I've got, and it's just like Mexico. It's the government that I don't like. I don't like the government in Mexico for the corruption. Same way with the Philippines, and it's not going to change. It will never change in our lifetime. I'm older than you, and it's not going to change in your life. Part of the culture. And the rich people, the people that have money, they have kids. They go to school in Europe. They go to school in America, and then they go back to Philippines in their business, and then they're corrupt just like their parents are.
Yeah, that's a sad
So
thing.
it never changes, and it happens in Mexico too.
Yeah, this the sad truth.
But anyway, we're not going to change any of that. But anyway, at least you get to know me more on what my thoughts are and why I like the Philippines.
Yeah, I think we have already talked
And
about
I
it
think,
also.
yeah, it has nothing to do with being. It has nothing to do with being poor. It has nothing to do with being poor. Another thing I like about the Philippines, about that, but I mean in general, Filipinos are humble people. Even ones that have some money, I think, are humble, and I think that's a very good attribute in a culture. The humility.
Okay.
Do you agree with that, or do you sort of disagree with that?
Let's talk about that once you return.
Okay.
So tell me more about
In
your
other words,
trip.
you don't think Filipinos are you don't think Filipinos are humble?
Um, yes, some of us, and some are not.
Hmm. Well, I don't think the rich people are humble. That's for sure.
Well,
I
honestly,
would say maybe a lot. I would say a lot of people in Makati, the ones I'm familiar with, are probably not humble. I'm probably not real humble compared to a lot of Filipinos. I've been brought up in more of a materialistic culture.
well, I'm not really
And
sure.
materialism is good, but it can go to excess. You know, the materialistic part.
I see. Well, we're gonna have to talk about that once you return.
Are you still going to want to talk to me after this conversation?
Of course, but I cannot really understand you since the line is cutting in and out, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the right message or
I don't
that
understand
you.
why it's cutting in and out because you are coming in perfectly clear here.
But you're not coming in that perfect. I mean, maybe because of the signal there, since you're moving. I mean, the car is moving. Maybe it affects your signal.
No, but if I'm getting it good, then my signal is good here. You're the one that has the bad signal if you can't hear me because you're coming in clear. So the you're what isn't that right? Because the signal's coming over here off the towers somewhere, and then it comes down to my cell phone, and I hear you perfectly. But when my voice goes over to you, it would seem to me the interruption is somewhere in the Philippines.
I'm
Or am
not
I looking?
not really sure
You're
about
the
that.
you're the techie boy.
Well,
I will defer to you because you're going to help me with my technology when I get there.
well, maybe the problem is, you know, your device
In
there
your in
or
your ears.
no.
We have to take you to the doctor when I get there.
No.
Okay, just checking.
No, for I don't know. S- So, how long did it take you to travel from Los Angeles to Mexico City? How many hours?
3 hours.
I see.
It's about the same distance as it is when I go to Manila. About the same as it is from Guam to Manila. About 3 hours flight.
And your house, do you have a house in Mexico City?
I've got two investment properties. I've got they're not houses. They're just two condos
I
that I
see.
rent.
Rent?
See, that's why I want to sell those and put them in other investments that I don't have to worry about the upkeep of the property.
I see. How about in Acapulco?
What?
How about in Acapulco? Do you have house
Yeah,
there?
no, you know, I've got friends that do. I'm not a real I should like Acapulco because there's a lot of similarities again between Acapulco and Philippines, but I don't know. It gets hot in Acapulco too. Probably the reason I don't like it is Mexico City, the weather is so much better than Acapulco.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that your country was ruled by the Spanish in Acapulco? Did you know that
Yeah.
historically? That the
I've known that since I
the
was 7 years old.
really? I didn't know whether they actually taught that in school in the Philippines, the part about the Spanish and how they ruled Mexico or how they ruled Philippines or not. But because that was a trade route, they actually had the big ships go from Manila directly across the Pacific. But the actual government was in Acapulco, not in Philippines, for the Spanish government.
Yeah, it's like Acapulco is the middleman.
Yep. Spain used to go from Spain to a port on the Atlantic side called Veracruz. And then they went from Veracruz because Mexico is really skinny in that area, very thin area, from one ocean to the other ocean. So then they went from Veracruz over to Acapulco, which is on the Pacific side, and then from Acapulco to Manila, which just is incredible to me because, they were doing that what
What?
300.
The line is cutting in and out. There's
Yeah, I
latency.
hear you. I hear you now.
I think now the
I
problem
think it's just uh huh.
is with your device there, or the way your device receives signal.
Probably,
Because
but like I said, the good thing is you're coming in perfectly clear. It cuts out like when I can't even hear you, but when I do talk to you, like right now, you come in just like a regular telephone call. Quality.
because when you were still in Los Angeles, you don't
Uh
sound
huh.
like that. So, and you said that you have
Well, no,
connection.
I have you on. The reason is I have you on the speakerphone. I wasn't using my speakerphone in Los Angeles.
You were not.
That's why I sound different. No, nope, nope, nope. I just had the phone up to my ear. To me, this is a lot better for me. I hear you better, even in Los Angeles. I always forget to put people on the speakerphone. I always just put it up to my ear. But I should probably use the speakerphone anytime that I can, anytime possible.
I guess the signal around Mexico is the has the problem. Because when you were in Los
Well, no,
Angeles,
I'm going through mountains right now here in Mexico. That's
I
true.
see. So that's the
I'm not
reason
in
why.
Mexico City. Yeah, I'm not in Mexico City.
Okay, go. Whatever.
Tomorrow if we talk, I'll be in Mexico City because I'm gonna, in fact, the rest of my trip I'll be in Mexico City. This is the only time I'm traveling outside the city.
And is that the car you're using? The one that you were pertaining to that you need to get rid of?
Right, right. It's a Volkswagen. They call it
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. Uh-huh.
The new one?
It's a Volkswagen. Yeah, it's a Volkswagen. They call it down here. They call it Bora. Volkswagen. Have you heard of Volkswagen before?
Yeah, it's a German car.
Yeah, they build it. It's a German car, but they have a huge plant here in Mexico. That's why Mexico is becoming such a big place economically. They have a huge manufacturing plant, and they make Volkswagen. That's where they make them for the United States, is in Mexico, in Puebla. And they also ship them to the United States, to Canada, and down to South America. So Volkswagens are very popular in Mexico because they're made here.
So before you leave Mexico, you're gonna sell that too?
No, no. Well, yeah, not on this trip, but I'm going to get rid of everything here so that I don't have to, because all my trips, I just want to be from Manila to Los Angeles. No more trips anywhere else.
What about in
Because I,
Phoenix?
I, I just don't enjoy that anymore. Or Manila to Phoenix. Like when I go on this next trip to Manila, I will be in Phoenix, and I will check on the plane on the airline is United Airlines, and I'll go to the airport in Phoenix with my suitcases, check into Phoenix all the way to Manila.
I see.
I have to change airplanes, but they'll all be on United Airlines, and I don't have to screw around with my suitcases. That's why I don't take if I'm in Phoenix, I never take Philippine Airlines.
Yeah, you
Philippine
told
Airlines is
me about that before.
Philippine Airlines is the quickest because they have direct flights, but it's a little bit complicated using them.
Yeah. So you're gonna still retain your businesses in Los Angeles and in Phoenix.
No, well, yeah, in my investments, like with the stock market and stuff like that, it'll always be in the United States. I'm
Okay.
getting rid of all of my real estate in the US and Mexico. I don't want to have anything to do with something that has a roof on it and plumbing and electrical and stuff like that I have to have an administrator take care.
I-
I want to get the investments and put them in investments that I don't have to be doing things like that with
I see. But
to free my to free up my time.
including your house in Los Angeles?
No. Well, in Los Angeles, yeah, my family is there. In Phoenix, and I will always, always keep that. That will be my base in the United States
In Lo
forever.
in Les in,
In Phoenix, in Phoenix.
you the one that you told me about the two-floor house, that's two-story house?
Well, there's two. Yeah, it's not two stories. The complex has two floors, and there was a condo I had on the top floor and a condo on the bottom. Separate, but they're separate condos
In Phoenix or Los Angeles? I'm confused.
in Phoenix. The only housing in Los Angeles is my family. I have nothing personally there for housing.
I see. So for the last few days, when you were all alone, when you were all by yourself here in Phoenix.
Uh huh.
Okay, but you said you were in Los Angeles.
I got Los Angeles and Phoenix is only 50 minutes away from each other on the plane, like a suburb of each other.
I see.
It's not like a 3-hour flight to get from Phoenix to Los Angeles, LAX, Los Angeles International. It's like 50 minutes.
I see. Do you keep a family, like a wife
Yeah, I
and
have a wife and I have a wife and 4 kids.
really?
I'm kidding. Jeez.
You just broke my heart.
Why? A lot of gay people have families like that. You should know that. They they have 2 lives.
S- So it's true.
I think they're complicated. I think they're complicated when they do that. But
Okay. Hello?
hello,
S-
hello,
Hello?
hello,
Yeah.
hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hello. Do you hear me now?
Hello.
Okay, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So now do you understand why I want to live in Philippines a little bit better?
Because you want to stay away from your kids and your wife?
That's right.
For real?
I won't even I won't even give them my address.
Now I understand why you're not providing me pictures, another pictures, and more.
Of my wife and my children.
Anything about you.
Actually, I'm kidding about the wife and kids. But listen, in a few minutes, I've got to turn off the freeway right here to go into Cuernavaca. So I'm going to have to sign off on the telephone. But when I'll get into the Viber and then give you a message back, so you know that have got the internet service, the uh, the Wi-Fi.
Alright. Okay. Okay, bye. Take
Do
care.
today or tonight? What are you going to do tonight?
Nothing, just sleep. And cry myself to sleep.
It's what about time?
What?
It's about 11 p.m. your time.
Yes, about 11.
So that gives you all night on the computer and gay.com and
No,
blah, 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 blah.
I'll just go to sleep.
Oh,
You just break my heart.
why did I break your heart?
Cause you lied to me.
About what?
About your wife and your 4 kids.
Oh, how many thousand times can I tell you you actually believe that?
Yeah, because
I may be stupid, but I'm not that stupid over my life. That's one of the Mexican guys, not older guys, the younger ones are more progressive, but a lot of the, older gay guys here would get married because of their family. And then, but if you're gay, you're gay. You still like guys. And it wasn't, I saw too much of that over the years. Wife, it's not fair to the kids. But you can see the guy's point of view because as he gets older, that's not what he wants is to be with a woman. So why put yourself in that situation? Now the younger ones, probably maybe in Philippines, some of them did the same thing. I don't know, but now in Mexico, the young ones are, they really don't care, and people are more open about being gay, so they don't go and get married to a girl just because of the family or for appearance sakes.
I don't know. We'll see.
Do Filipinos tend to do that?
I don't know. Let's just talk once you return.
What?
Let's just talk.
I can't hear you.
Let's just talk once you return.
Okay. Well, listen, I'll let you go. Okay.
Okay? Bye.
Okay. Have a good evening. Bye bye. Hugs, kisses. Bye bye.
Bye.